Against the Ropes podcast.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. This is episode 52. We had some technical difficulties. However, we do still have a special guest, and he is on the line with us right now. We have
none other than Jeff Mayweather, co-founder of Mayweather YouTube. Jeff, thanks for joining us today on this very special episode for us. This is our 52nd episode, which is our one calendar year of episodes. And you know all about starting a podcast, starting a channel. So you know what? Tell us a little bit about your channel, Mayweather YouTube channel.
Well, basically, it's a channel in which originally me and my business partner Jody Cohn started the channel a long time ago, but I don't think we really knew exactly what we was doing.
just like us.
Yeah, so basically, I brought in another one of my business partners that, actually had a brilliant business mind and also could actually finance the channel the way it needed to be financed. And so he came on board, and, within 6 months, our channel start to blossom.
Start generating money, start to pick up views and all that. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, basically, for the most part, of course, I'm the face of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to try to be like all these other boxing reporters that take everything serious.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do. I have fun when I'm on my channel.
Yeah, that's something that we've noticed. That's something I noticed right away. I was like, oh, damn, Jeff, he brings in a different angle, different comedic side, and you just have fun with it. It doesn't matter who you have on, who you're interviewing. If you're interviewing somebody that's maybe not as social or as funny, you bring out that aspect of them. So yeah, we definitely see something different in your channel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be just a boring reporter that's reporting what's going on. I gotta have fun because I'm actually being myself.
Yeah, that's something that we also notice is you don't care about language. You say motherfucker all the time. That shit makes it funny. So there's no censorship. Again, you're just being yourself.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the thing is that of course our intro is different than anybody's. When it's like I'm talking to Mr. T.
Yeah.
Of course I'm not, but it seems like I am. And so, I mean, we do it, and we do a lot of different things on our channel. We don't just cover boxing. We'll create stupid questions, and we do trending questions, things like that, other things. So we're not trying to be like just a typical boxing channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something that I noticed is your fantasy matchups, and you pick some interesting fighters, both from this era and from other eras, and stuff. And I like the responses that you get from the people you interview, because you don't just ask them the question, but you're like, come on, elaborate, tell me more, why?
Yeah, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, because the thing is this: is that if you pick that person, you gotta have a reason why you picked them. So, give me some foresight as to why you picked that person.
Yeah. Do you got any questions?
Yeah, I have a question, Jeff. Are you the funniest Mayweather?
I've been told I am, so, but I don't know.
Definitely, you have the most fun, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, and also, of course, I mean, everyone, sees how I'm always messing with Floyd because I know how to make Floyd, get. He's probably the most competitive person on this planet. And so I always say something to spark, to get a spark out of him. And then, of course, I mean, I love my brother. We always having fun on the channel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we see that. How do you describe your relationship with Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
We have a good relationship. I mean, it's just that we don't really interact because he's always gone.
Mm-hmm.
He travels, I travel. So, I mean, to be honest, the only time we even see one another is in passing.
Mm.
You know, maybe once he'll come to the gym, and he rarely comes to the gym, but if he does, you know, I'll see him and then we'll talk a little bit. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. What does he call you? Unc Jeff? Or what does he have a nickname for you?
Nah, Jeff.
I thought he was gonna have something like top secret, only Junior knows.
No.
No. How was it growing up with your brother? Tell us a little bit of that upbringing and how boxing came into your guys' life.
I mean, well, boxing came into our life through Floyd Sr.
Mm-hmm.
He got in a fight with a teacher, and then, and so of course, right after that, you know, like a lot of you
Did
know,
he win
fighters.
though? Did he win?
Yeah, he won.
All right.
How old was he? I mean, was he a teen at this time, or?
What weight class?
He's probably about 15 or 16.
Okay. So he got into a fight with he started training around that age and brought you guys along, or?
No. He didn't pick up boxing that early. He picked up boxing, I think, probably by the time he was probably about 18, maybe.
Oh wow. Yeah,
And,
we did not know that. I kind of assumed like the Mayweather dynasty that he's probably started young, the way his son did, but he picked it up in a way kind of late. Boxing then.
It's late. It's late today. In today's era, it's late. But back then, it wasn't late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, he had a great amateur career, and went on to had a very good professional career as well.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, he had some shortcomings as to why he probably never reached the plateau of his career where he should have. Where I would say where we expected.
Mm-hmm. Or his potential could have gone.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, tell us. I mean, one of his biggest fights that your brother had was against the great Sugar Ray Leonard. What are your memories of that? Where were you when he fought Leonard?
Well, I mean, the one thing that people don't realize is that Floyd was off for a year and a half when he fought Leonard, and not only did he was off that long, he also had to take a fight because he had been off for so long. He took a fight and got a hairline fracture in that. But you're not going to turn down a fight with Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
Just like I could turn down a fight with Oscar De La Hoya. So it's those type of situations when those opportunities present themselves, you got to take them because they may never happen again.
Yeah.
Of course, he fought Ray Leonard with basically pretty much with one hand.
Yeah, we saw in that fight he employed a lot of that Philly shell defense that your nephew later perfected. So back to you were just talking about Oscar. How good was Oscar coming up when you fought him? Were you?
Oscar was a great fighter. I take nothing from Oscar. He was a great fighter. Actually, I kind of like, he was a kid that I praised coming up, and thought that all the things that happened for him would happen. But at the same time, also, when I fought Oscar, I sparred with Oscar probably about 2 or 3 months prior to that. And the thing is this: the sparring went great. Was give and take, but at the same time, they knew I had a name, but also I couldn't punch. That was the reason why I was chosen to fight Oscar. Because if I didn't knock Oscar out, I wasn't going to win. I'm not stupid, and so basically, I got stopped in the fight, but I wasn't even hurt. But that's how it was when early on for Oscar. Oscar hit you with 2 or 3 punches, and you don't answer. you lost. And ain't nothing you can do about it. You know, but that's the politics of boxing.
Yeah. Was it weird when Floyd Jr. fought him? Because Floyd Sr., he was Oscar's trainer for a bit, and then you had fought him. So was it a bit weird when Jr. got his chance against Oscar?
Well, I mean, it wasn't really weird because the one thing is this: Floyd always wanted to fight Oscar. You know, and it had nothing to do with me or his dad. He just didn't like Oscar. And he didn't like Oscar partly because he kind of felt, you know, don't get me wrong, I think what it was is that Floyd in his own mind, even when he was just breaking into the pro ranks, he probably saw all the things that we seen happen prior to that. And he always thought that he was bigger. His name should be bigger than Oscar's, and he was a better fighter than Oscar. And he believed that from day one. And he was brought up on Oscar's, you know, undercards. You know, because I had got him signed with Top Rank. And so, of course, and at some point, he wanted to be the main event. He was tired of being, you know, the guy that's being brought up as, you know, under Oscar. And so, and basically, so he was calling for that fight for a long time.
Yeah, so for a long time he was, you know, under Top Rank. From what you saw, how frustrating was it for Floyd? Because we do know he bought himself out, and the rest is history. He became his own boss, and everything that entailed from his hard work occurred. But how frustrating was it for you guys to see him in that contract with Top Rank?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think necessarily that the contract was bad. I think what it was is that Floyd just was tired of being in the shadows of Oscar. That's what it was more than anything. And that's the reason why I think that he bought himself out of the contract so he could make it where, okay, now I can antagonize this guy. I can do what I need to do because we're not teammates and we're not on the same team. You know, and so eventually that's what happened.
If I'm not mistaken, he bought himself out of $750,000 contract.
That was so long ago, I have no idea.
Yeah.
In your opinion, from what you remember, going into any of Floyd Jr.'s fights, which one did you think was going to be the toughest, like going into the fight?
Probably Diego Corrales.
Was it because of the range, height?
Well, I mean, it was because of that. I mean, it was almost like Ray Leonard fighting Tommy Hearns. You know, and I mean, and don't get me wrong, Diego had more knockouts than Tommy Hearns did when they fought. So I mean, you know, it was like, you know, it was kind of like a reincarnation of that fight. You know, but the one thing is that Floyd was just too fast and too elusive for him. You know, not that Diego, because Diego was a great fighter, but he just couldn't catch Floyd. Yeah,
up until that point, they were both undefeated. Diego, rest in peace. He was undefeated at that point. We look back now, later generations, and that looks like one of Floyd's best performances. I think he knocked him down en route 5 times, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
5 or 6.
Yeah. And so he just looks scintillating, again going up against an undefeated young in his prime fighter. And a lot of people thought it was going to be close. And, yeah, that was a masterful performance by your nephew.
Yeah.
Did you always, of course you saw Floyd Jr. Being talented, working hard, having that work ethic. Did you foresee him going down as one of the best when he was younger?
Everyone in my family thought the same thing, that he was going to be one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, that ever put on a pair of gloves.
Let me ask you this: did you ever fight with your brothers?
Well, I fight with Roger, I think, once. But that's about it.
You guys never sparred or anything, just to prepare?
We sparred. Me and Roger sparred a lot. Floyd Sr. and Roger sparred sometimes.
All right, I'm asking a tough question here. Who was a better fighter out of them two?
Ooh.
Better fighter?
Yeah. Who had more success against you?
When it comes to my brothers, I don't judge that. And plus, I never worked with Floyd because Floyd was 10 years older than me. You know, but I mean, I worked with Floyd Jr.
Yeah.
And there was a time when I could play with him. And then after he came out of the Olympics and he came to Vegas, I found out that he wasn't the same Floyd Jr. I could play with. And so I think that was my last time sparring him.
Of your brothers, who's the most knowledgeable in boxing? Like, who knows their history of boxing the most?
I think we know the answer to that.
I mean, Roger was real big on history, you know. But I mean, I think we all have knowledge of boxing, though.
Yeah.
That's why Roger coins that phrase, huh?
Yeah.
My favorite boxing quote of all time.
How's Roger doing these days, Jeff?
Well, he's stable, but I mean, it's not really good. But it's stable.
Okay.
Are you guys still close with Senior and Roger?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is this: the media can make anything look however they want it to be. I mean, I love my family. I love my brothers. I love my nephew. And I love my nieces and everybody else. You know, I mean, so, I mean, if there's a perception out there that, you know, that somebody put out there, it's no truth to it.
Hey, Jeff, I want to ask you a question about a boxer that's related to the Mayweather family. Eddie Hearn has mentioned that this boxer named Anthony Sims Jr. Is probably one of America's best-kept secrets. Do you know anything about Anthony Sims Jr., about his skills? I know he's 19-0 right now, and he hasn't fought since April, but anything that you want to chime in with Anthony Sims Jr.?
I mean, Anthony Sims is a real good fighter, and he's a real good, you know, he was a real good amateur. Basically, you know, I worked with him a little bit. Senior worked with him a little bit. Roger worked with him a little bit. But, I mean, as far as him being a part of the Mayweather bloodline, I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm not going to vouch for it one way or the other. You know, but I mean, because all of a sudden he just came from nowhere, and then all of a sudden his mom started saying that he was kin to us. But when we look down the line, where did he come from? You know, who was the person that, you know, that's supposed to be kin to us in order to make us kin to him? Nobody knows that. And if nobody knows that, if it's not a proven fact, what is it? It's just something that's put out there.
Do you guys get that a lot?
Of course. I have people that come to me. I've had people come to me and say that they're kin to Floyd Sr. How the hell can you be kin to Floyd Sr. and not be kin to me? It's not possible. I mean, we both had the same parents. Not just we had the same mother. We had the same mother and father. So how could you be kin to him but not be kin to me? So no, I mean, we get that a lot. I mean, we get that a whole lot where people say, "Oh, I'm kidding Floyd Jr." Or I'm kidding Roger, or I'm kidding, but nobody knows him. So it happens. I mean, it happens all the time, you know. And I mean, and that's just one of those things that people would try to attach themselves to somebody that's doing something, you know, that's in the spotlight, that's successful, you know. And people, I mean, it happens all the time. It happens in Hollywood all the time. You know how many people will probably kidding Tom Cruise? But yeah, that's. I guess that's a part of the business. You know, you don't know, and like I said, I'm not going to vouch for somebody where I don't really know. You know, I mean, it's easy for him to go out and say that, and it looks good for him. But for me and my family to, you know, for me to honor that, I need to know it's true.
All right, I'm gonna ask another tough question since we're already there. You don't have to answer if you don't have to, but when negative things happen, like for example, Floyd Jr., he's been in some controversies. When that type of stuff happens, what goes through your mind? Do you talk to him, or do you just say he's his own man? How do you deal with that?
He's a grown man. You know, I mean, and don't get me wrong, Floyd get a lot backlash that he don't even deserve. And that's because people want to count his money for him and say what he should do with his own money. But did nobody take a risk to step in that ring and get their head knocked off except him? So how can you say, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, when you haven't took one punch?
Nice, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, Floyd get a lot of backlash for, you know, of course, he's a guy, he flaunts his money. He earned it. I don't care if he spent $1 million a day. It's his money. I don't care if he go broke. It's his money. He can do whatever the fuck he want to.
Yeah, something that we talked a lot about this on Against the Ropes is you cannot however you feel about Junior, people cannot discount like everything that he's done inside that ring. We've heard from various sources that he's one of the hardest working, athletes, not just boxers but athletes in the world, and so you got to give the man credit for that, for all the work and that he's done over the years, to get to where he's at. Another point that we bring up is the entertainment value, how fighters don't just have to be entertaining inside the ring but outside the ring, and Floyd has found a way to play the villain card and to do it in an entertaining fashion where he draws in an audience. Even now when he's in a way retired out of the game, he's still one of the biggest draws alongside Manny Pacquiao, alongside Canelo. So my question is, will money entice him to see a Pacquiao rematch now that Pacquiao has had maybe the biggest win of his career in the last 3 to 4 years?
I mean, I think that it's a possibility that it can happen. No one knows. Only person knows Floyd. I mean, Floyd knows how to manipulate the press. If Floyd say, "Oh, I'm going left," everybody's gonna go left, and he's gonna go right. So, yeah, he keeps everybody on the edge of their seat about what he's gonna do. And so, I mean, just like that, like not so long ago, he said, "Well, yeah, I'm going to Saudi Arabia to talk about the Manny Pacquiao fight." Mm-hmm. Everybody jumped. It became, one of the biggest headlines in boxing. Mm-hmm. So everything Floyd still knows how to keep himself relevant. Mm-hmm. And if he's not doing it in that way, he's doing it in a way where somebody feels like he should be, doing something else when, like I said, He earned that money. Do what the fuck he want.
I have a question about the TMT gym. How's the vibe in there? Because I know you probably hang out there a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a second home.
I train fighters there. So, no, I mean, the TMT gym it's great. I mean, you go there. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's one of those situations where, of course, you have a lot of tourists. You have a lot of, because the gym is like a landmark now. Because you have people that will come there just to take pictures of the gym, but they don't realize that they can actually go in the gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so...
You know what? I went inside maybe like 5 years ago, but I was scared.
You thought they were going to throw him in the cage.
Everybody's intimidated.
Yeah.
They're intimidated, and some of them think that they have to pay to come into the gym. You don't have to. The gym is actually... it's open to the public unless, of course, if you're a person that comes in there and start talking trash and
record and stuff like that.
Trying to create something out of nothing, you gotta go. But far as just coming in there just to watch, sit down, you can take pictures with whoever you want in there, what fighters might be in there, or. I have a really good friend of mine that has the Vegas tour bus. And, of course, they bring people in all the time. And because I know him, I always interact with all the people that he brings, because it's almost like I know how it is when you go to another city or another country and you get in there and you're kind of like on the edge of the seat. You're scared as fuck to ask anybody anything. So what I do is I take the initiative to make that person feel comfortable. I'll make a joke, or I'll talk in their language or something, and then once that that bow has been broken, now they feel comfortable enough to talk to me about anything.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to switch lanes a little bit on going back to your show. There's an aspect of your channel that I personally love, which is the mythical matchups. So I'm gonna ask you one, and I think I already know the answer to this one, but I kind of want to know how and why.
Yep.
So my mythical matchup would be your nephew Floyd Jr. against the great Sugar Ray Robinson. So tell me who and why.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like everyone else. I don't jump on a fucking wagon because people jump on a wagon. Because you have people that say how great Sugar Ray Robinson was. The best of Sugar Ray Robinson wasn't even supposedly filmed. So, in the best of the Sugar Ray Robinson that I did see, of course, he was a phenomenal fighter, but at the same time, you take a guy from that era and you match him with a guy from this era, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. And not only that, the one thing is this. Of course, Ray Robinson was, a great puncher. He had, nice moves, so on and so forth. But he never fought nobody like Floyd. Not even close. That's like Ali and Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano, any good fighter he fought was in their late 40s. And so the one thing is this is that, me myself, of course I would pick my nephew. I won't, but don't get me wrong, I won't say that Roger would, because Roger was crazy about Ray Robinson. But I've had people that's 13 and 14 years old telling me about Ray Robinson. You don't know shit about Ray Robinson. So, so don't try to tell me something because that's some bullshit that your dad told you. And you can, like I said, you can go back and watch as many Ray Robinson tapes as you can find. To me, I I didn't see nothing that special. That's just me. And it ain't got nothing to do with my nephew. I didn't see what everybody else is talking about. Like I said, maybe it's the footage that's lost, that wasn't, I guess before they had cameras or video or whatever, But I mean, he just wasn't that special to me. He wasn't. And I ain't talking about just Floyd. I mean, other fighters.
Anybody else got a mythical matchup for Jeff? Okay, I'll ask another one, Jeff. Triple G against Marvin Hagler.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I've seen Marvin Hagler, and Marvin Hagler was probably about a half inch taller than me.
Not a big guy.
I couldn't believe it when I seen him, because he was one of those people that had, of course, I didn't really. He never was around. He was never one of those people that come around or in the circles with other boxers and stuff like that. So when I've seen him, it was like some after party or something, and I walked up to him, and we talked a little bit, and I'm looking though. I'm like amazed that this dude is this small, But I mean, I don't know, because I think that to be honest, the only real opposition to me, I'm talking about on the highest level, was Canelo with Triple G. Who else did he really beat? And Marvin Hagler beat the best fighters that were out there during this time. How he annihilated Tommy Hearns, and everybody knew Tommy Hearns was a killer.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think that would be an easy fight with Triple G. But I think that I would have to lean toward Marvin Hagler just because of the fact of his level of competition, his era in which, you're talking about a lot of good fighters that go from welterweight to middleweight. And back then they didn't have no in between weights. And so I would lean toward Marvin Hagler in a very close fight, though.
I agree with that.
All right. Any others, guys?
That's it. You have any other questions?
Yeah, Jeff, I have a question. Who are your top 5 all time?
Man, that's a tough one.
Roger Sr., Jr.
Yeah, it would be nice if I could put it that way, but I wouldn't be honest. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I would put my nephew at the number 1 spot.
Okay.
Let me see. Then I would say, of course, I would say Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
And a lot of this is just going to be based off of fighters that I like and not really necessary, they don't really have to be the best fighter. Let me see. Ray Leonard.
Okay.
Julio Cesar Chavez. That last one is tough. I would probably say Larry Holmes.
Eric Holmes, okay.
Wow.
Probably one of the best pure boxers in the heavyweight, right? Division. Great
Yeah.
boxing ability, yeah. It's fast.
He had a great jab.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do this. I'm going to throw some rapid fire questions at you. You just say yes or no. All right, I think you answered one already. Is Floyd the greatest of all time?
Yes.
Have you been to his gentleman's club?
No.
Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua in the rematch.
Yes.
Does Floyd Jr. come back to boxing?
Have no idea. I do, but I don't.
Should people be checking out Jeff Mayweather's interviews on YouTube?
Yeah, if they want to laugh.
All right, you got any last?
Yeah, Jeff, we have a Mexican Independence this month. You just mentioned one of the best Mexican fighters, and you put him in your top 5. What are your thoughts about Julio Cesar Chavez?
Oh, Julio Cesar Chavez he was a beast. You know, don't get me wrong. He built up his record. Of course, fighting, really, really low caliber fighters. But you can't take that away because he went on to fight great fighters. And so, and not only that, I worked with Chavez for, 3 or 4 fights. Actually in camp with him. And, and once I did that, I liked him even more because I liked him as a person. Because he treated me with respect and dignity when I was in his camp. He was a warrior. He was a guy that he wasn't the greatest puncher, didn't have the greatest defense, but he probably had the greatest will. Because he would never stop coming. Don't get me wrong. He even told me that when he was fighting Roger had him out. But Roger hit him again and woke him up.
Damn.
But and like I said, he is, he's just one of those guys that, it's like I said, it seemed like he had just a little bit of everything, but a whole lot of nothing too. But was able to, like I said, the most important thing that he had was his will to win. I think with his will to win, he would find a way. He would, no matter what, he would find a way to win.
Let me ask you this: do you speak Spanish or understand
See.
it? All right. We did mention the Mexican Independence Day is coming up, and we're gonna have a special episode. Is there anything that you want to or can say to the boxing fans, Spanish speakers?
Buenos fuertes.
Was that buenas noches or buena suerte?
I think you said buenas noches.
I think the second one.
Jeff, we noticed that you have a Spanish playlist on your channel, so we check those out too. That's good stuff.
I like music, all kind of music.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You want to sing one?
I have a beautiful Mexican assistant on my channel as well.
Ooh, what's her name?
Elaine Castro.
Hey.
Shout out.
We also know of another reporter. She goes by the name of Lily. She says she knows you.
Lily?
Chicana boxing.
Chicana boxing.
I might know if I see her. I don't know about that name.
All right, we'll talk off air. Don't worry.
Don't get me wrong. In boxing, you meet so many people. And I'm not good with names, but I'm great with faces. And when you see me, you say, "Hey, Jeff," and I'm gonna say, "Hey, who?" I don't want to be. I don't want to be
rude. Yeah.
feel like I'm I'm disrespecting the person,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even know your face. I don't know your name.
Yeah, every time that happens over here, like, I'll just be like, "Oh man, I'm really bad with names, but I know you're from somewhere. Remind me real quick." And yeah, usually they don't get offended when I say that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm the same way. You know, because I meet so many people. I mean, it's funny because I had a guy on my social media asking me for tickets, and I told him, I said, "Dude, I don't know you. I said, how you gonna get tickets from me? And I never seen you in my life."
So that trick doesn't work.
No, what he said is, and I think that is true. He said, "No, you don't really know me, but you met me in Korea
Oh wow.
a couple times."
Yeah. Would have been like, "Jeff, remember we're at the Gentleman's Club, remember?"
Nah. I don't do strip club. That's not my thing. So, I mean, Floyd had that place open for all this time. I don't even know where it's at.
He gave you the wrong address, huh?
No, I ain't give me the wrong address. I ain't never even went in that direction.
He told the bouncers, "Hey, you see this guy? You see my uncle? Don't let him in."
You know what? You know what's funny is that I have done appearances at the club. You know, but that's a paid appearance.
Oh, you gotta be specific, man. You know, because people will take that out of context.
Me myself, I would never walk into a strip club. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody have their their fetish, but that's not one of mine.
All right, Jeff. I have another question, rapid fire question. Who is the truth, Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr.?
Ain't that Earl Spence's name?
Yeah.
He knew it.
You just answered it. So you're saying Errol Spence Jr., you take him over Terrence Crawford?
Well, I mean, I absolutely love both guys. I really do. I like both of them, you know. And I think, in all honesty, I think either one can win. I think that the reason why I think, and I'll tell you why I think who can win and why. I think that, of course, Earl is bigger, he's stronger, and and I think he's a better puncher. You know, and I think that, you know, of course, if he catches Crawford, I mean, the fight can go short. You know, but at the same time, the one thing that Crawford can do is something that nobody else in that division can do, and that is he'll beat your ass right-handed, he'll beat your ass left-handed, he'll beat you going forward, and he'll beat you going backwards. He's one of the most complete fighters out there. Or, you know, and he has enough heart, he has enough will to, you know, to face Earl Spence and not back down. And he has tremendous belief in himself.
Do any of these guys remind you of Junior in any way, shape, or form?
No.
No.
I mean, they have a different skill set. I mean, you know, Floyd. When you compare Floyd, you gotta talk about Pernell Whitaker or somebody on that, you know, on that type of level, as opposed to, you know, I mean, these guys are, you know, of course they're going to be great. They're going to be great fighters, and that's what they're working toward right now. You know, but I mean, and they're great for their era.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, they're not, you know, they're not those fighters right now that you can really identify with. When I say identify with, it's like another fighter that you can identify with in today's era is Canelo. Canelo went from when put it this way. When he fought Floyd, has nothing to do with him being too fucking young. That bullshit. Forget about that. That's bullshit. Because when you're good, you're good. And if you're going to win, you're going to win. Had nothing to do with that. But the one thing that Canelo was smart enough to do was, okay, I can't beat you. I'm going to join you. This motherfucker fight just like Floyd now. You know, and I mean, and basically, you know, and not only that, he put himself in a position of power. He's exactly where Floyd was. Everybody is lining up to fight Canelo. You know, and Canelo has a style that you can identify with. Like I said, with Crawford, of course, I mean, you know he can fight left, right, whatever. But I mean, still, he doesn't have something about him that's where you would automatically, you know, give a signature. I mean, look like Earl. Earl is a great fighter that's gonna walk you down, you know, and I mean, and he has a, you know, great will and fortitude as well. Because, I mean, you know, I think that he can have a little bit better defense, you know, but still, I mean, he's a beast. It's one of those, you know, I mean, kind of like with Kell Brook when he fought Kell Brook. You know, I mean, he had to walk through hell to get to him.
Yeah, to get to Kell.
But once he got to him, that was it. You know, so I mean, and I like both fighters. It's almost like him fighting Porter. I mean, I really like Sean. I'm talking about, I like them both as men. They're both great gentlemen. You know, and I mean, it's a fight in which I'm going to watch. I lean toward Earl a little bit. I think Sean has a chance, but the Sean that has a chance is not the one that fought Ugas. He got no chance trying to fight that fight. But if he can do a little bit of both, he will give himself a good chance of winning.
Yeah, Chris, our co-host, says he has to make it nasty.
No, he's got to make it. He's got to make it nasty.
He's gonna call Tiger.
But he can't make it so nasty where he put himself in harm's way. So that's what I'm saying. Everything he does has to be calculated.
I would add to it that I think that Sean Porter may want to take a page of Maidana versus Mayweather in that first fight, where he kept Mayweather off balance with the orthodox punches, but also even like the dirty tactics as well too. I think.
He had some serious dirty tactics. I'm over a bag of dirt.
All right, Jeff, we have to wrap it up soon. I know it's getting late. Over there, we want to give you enough time to rest, but we'll be having Chavez Sr. next week. You have any messages for him?
Who?
Chavez Sr.
Yeah, tell him I said what's up.
All right.
Paso.
Oh, all right.
Him and his brother was the ones who taught me. They taught me the bad stuff.
Yeah, of course.
What does your brother say now about Chavez Sr., Roger?
Well, I mean, Roger's not in that position to talk like that anymore.
No, but does he say, like, you know, does he have fond memories of that fight? Obviously, it was a tough fight, but at the end of the day, when people step out of the ring, they have respect. Does he look back at that fight and does he have?
Look back with respect. I mean, because Chavez is a great fighter. I mean, that's just like me. You know, when I lost to De La Hoya, I mean, I thought that De La Hoya was going to be a great fighter. It wasn't like, you know, even though I fought him, that, okay, of course I want to beat his ass, but if I don't beat his ass, I want him to keep beating everybody else's ass. I want him to get beat by his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of when Sean Porter beat Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi told him, you know, you better go out there and get a title, man. I don't want I don't want to say that I lost to a chump, you know. I want to say I lost to a champion.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's understandable.
All right, Jeff, we're gonna wrap it up. But where can people follow you on Instagram
YouTube.
and tell us again the name of that channel people can follow?
Well, it was the Mayweather Boxing channel, but we changed it because of the fact that we cover more than boxing. Like I said, we do a lot of trendy stuff. We do a lot of comedy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even like today, one of our questions was that tell me something that you've done that you've been holding on to for years because you never in your life wanted your parents to know about.
Oh, are you asking us?
I mean, I can ask you guys that too, but it ain't gonna be.
We're gonna start from left to right. Go.
My mom's gonna listen to this.
The one thing is that a question like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing is this: everybody has way more than one thing that they done.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
This guy to my right has a closet full of those things.
Yeah. So basically, what I told everybody, I said, tell me something that where you didn't do something so bad that if your parents see this, that they're gonna feel disrespected.
I didn't feed my dogs.
The one thing that I know I can almost always get somebody to say is this: they stole something.
They stole something.
Wow.
As a kid, I don't care who you is. You stole something. I don't care if it's another kid's toy. At least everybody stole something.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna answer that question right now because I remember when I was a kid, I went in my mom's purse, and she had some pills. I don't know what it was for, headaches or I don't know what the fuck, but I thought it was an M&M, and I took it and I threw it up right away.
That explains
I
a lot.
swear, I never told her. I'll tell her eventually, but she's probably still gonna beat my ass.
Stuff like that you'll keep to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, because like myself, I mean, I was always a good guy.
You, Jeff?
I hung out with Roger.
Jeff?
Roger was toxic. Roger did everything wrong. So, I mean, I went through. I mean, I guess you guys can watch my channel and see what I told but the one thing is that I told you guys though, is basically we was leaving football practice.
Uh-huh.
It was probably about 7 or 8 of us. And Roger, since he was a little bit older than all of us, basically he was like the leader. So we walked to the sporting goods store, and he put everybody in position to get ready to take whatever they want out of that store. And he gave me the position. He told me get a bat.
The Black Mamba.
Yeah, he told me to hold a bat on the guy that was at the counter. That's what I did. And I mean, but my mom never knew I did it.
You?
There's a whole lot of different stuff that I did with Roger that she don't know nothing about. You know, but I mean, yeah, Roger was toxic.
Yeah, Roger was a bad influence, right? You were the little bro.
Yeah,
You had no choice.
Yeah,
You
wanted to hang out with him, so
knew you had to spar the next day, and he was gonna remember that you didn't listen, right?
Yeah, he did. He did a whole lot, you know. And I was asking everybody questions like that, you know. And then we ask questions like, you know, what's your first celebrity crush? What's your first car? You know, things that they're normal, but I mean, they're still interesting.
Interesting, fun.
But, yeah, just like I did. We asked. This was a long time ago. We asked people, you know, that, you know, fighters that became great and things like that, you know, what was their first paycheck? What was what did they make on their very first paycheck?
Damn,
$10 in TJ, huh?
Yeah, you guys see. What's his name? Said he made $50.
Damn.
Ernest Davis. You know, I mean, I guess that was a long time ago, but still.
Yeah. I remember Chavez talked about that too. Chavez Sr. I think he made like 250 pesos or something like that, like $30. His first fight in Mexico. Something crazy like that.
$30 is good in Mexico.
Goes a long way in Mexico, yeah.
Buy you a hotel.
A whole weekend, huh? $100 goes a long way in TJ nowadays.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
That's how much a lap dance costs at Gentleman's Club over in Vegas.
Yeah, well, you better go to Mexico with $30. That won't get you no fucking dance at the goddamn girl collection.
Yeah. You go to Mexico with $30, you come back with 20.
Yeah, you go to fucking Mexico, you buy your fucking house, a hotel, a room, car, every goddamn thing.
Man.
All right, man. We definitely gotta talk to you again, man. It was fun.
All right.
I feel like we still had a lot of stuff that we didn't get to, but hopefully in the future, in near future, we can do another call.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So once again, where can they follow you, Jeff?
Instagram, Jeff Mayweather. Twitter, Jeff Mayweather. Facebook, Jeff Mayweather.
Ooh,
And YouTube, Mayweather Channel.
Mayweather channel. There you
There you
go.
go.
Hey. All right. That's the one and only Jazzy Jeff Mayweather.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
Hope to speak to you soon.
Okay, definitely.
Jeff, you want to take us out on the outro?
Take you on the outro.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
All I gotta say is, there's been a wrap. You know, with the guys from Against the Ropes.
It's been a route.
There's been a.
It's been a route. Okay, I can see it's been a blast. How about that?
There you go.
It's been a blast. Talking to who the fuck I'm talking to?
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, Jeff.
All right. No, I really had fun with you guys.
All right, brother. Now, we had a good time, man. We haven't laughed this hard since. Phew, it's been weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, just let me know when you guys need me.
For sure.
All right. Likewise. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Take care.
It's just fun. Dude, that's
Hold on. It's not over yet, man. I got to do the outro, man. I'll let the people know what's up. Yeah, that was Jeff Mayweather. We had some technical difficulties. Couldn't make it in the studio, but we still wanted to put some content out there. Next week is going to be the anniversary episode 53. We will have 3 guests, hopefully. That's what we've been told. 2 returners and 1 new one. So stay tuned. We'll probably announce it on Instagram. So, yeah, that was that.
That's it.
Make sure to follow us at AtR on every social network platform. And if you heard my dog, yes, that was my dog. She was sitting on my lap the whole time. And then, yeah, the website, againstdaropes.online. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for listening. We out.
We out. Damn, she's hot. It got hot in here.